Hi guys. I saw the most retardedest thing on the interweb the other day, and I have to share it with you guys. But before I get ahead of myself, I hope you guys had a great 420 and a happy Easter with your friends and your family members. I had a relaxing day. I dyed some Easter eggs that didn't come out so well. They're kind of derpy, and I went to the movies. Okay, remember how my last video was about the Blue Origin voyage mission that Katy Perry was on, where she got launched up really, really high and came back and kissed the ground? Don't worry, this isn't going to be another video about Katy Perry being launched into space, but unfortunately, I have to piggyback off the same topic. But anywho's, when I made that video, I titled it that like something like Katy Perry brings us all together because we've been so divisive because of politics as of lately for the last decade pretty much. But I was saying the right and libs found it so tone deaf that these women came back down and wanted to be praised. Well, ever since I made the video, and since it's a hot topic, video after video keeps, populating for me about the voyage. And I promise, I swear to God, I am not subscribed to these channels, but one of those Gen Z drama channels popped up again for me. You know I hate them. They talk like Valley Girls and they go,
Oh, gang, it's really messy up here in space. Let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, gang, messy, messy, messy.
I have an excellent idea. Let's change the subject.
Well, she was saying in her video that both sides agree as well, that it's extremely tone deaf, that these celebrities are doing it. I'm going to play her voice and I want you to hear what she said. And oh my God, her voice is ridiculously cringy. Bear with me, guys.
Thinking about the whys of it all and also getting in people's heads about things like, is this kind of like this multi-billion-dollar thing being done just in case humans want to leave Earth someday? I mean, people are getting real conspiracy with this whole thing. They're like, are the rich investing in this plan B and people won't be able to afford access to this, plan B? And I think that's what's really interesting is that this isn't just coming from your usual like anti-science crowd or anything. Like there's a lot of people on the internet that are debating this entire situation right now. I mean, this was a whole spectacle yesterday. This was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. And a lot of these concerns are from people who do support science, but are just kind of asking very fair questions of why? Like, why are we doing this?
Like, why? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
You guys, I'm currently editing this video and I look like shit. I'm going to try to find better lighting. It's not going to help. But I'm still trying to figure out what this little chick meant about anti-science crowd. I started thinking about it some more. Like, does she mean like religious people? Like people that go to church and stuff? Because like, I know religious people and they still believe in science. Like, I mean, I'm not that religious. I mean, I'm more spiritual. I think of like there is a higher source, a bigger energy, call it God, if you will. But I don't know if she's like, she wants everyone to believe in like we came from monkeys. Is that what she means? Or like Big Bang Theory? Because I don't believe in those theories either. I just think she made up anti science as a group of people just because they think racist people exist in 2025. I just think this generation wants to feel oppressed. They call everyone homophobic in 2025 when no one is. I just think they want to feel like they're doing something, even though they're the ones that are racist, constantly bringing up color, constantly bringing up division, constantly bringing up hate. Right, Jacob? That's all they talk about. They always talk about white cis man bad. Identity politics is racism. I don't know if she just means like anti-science are Trumpers in general. I don't get it. I am so glad I never had children. Oh my God. When she said anti-science crowd, I lost it. Like, what is the definition of science? Isn't it like testing the theory against evidence obtained? So are the anti-science people the ones that didn't want to get the jab during COVID. Why was Fauci pardoned? What's in your arm? Like, wouldn't you question that? Science is questioning stuff. That the 6 feet distancing thing wasn't based on anything scientific. It's on there. And the mask thing also wasn't based on any scientific questioning or anything. It was just said by Fauci. And allegedly, they are going to still try to arrest him because they remember when he said it wasn't in the lab, and you called us all crazy because we're like, it was made in the lab. And then when it came out that it was in the lab, we asked Fauci, were we financing any of this? And he's all like, no, we didn't fund any of that Chinese lab stuff. Well, it turns out that that's not really true with all our Doge findings. So let's go back to the definition of science. So it means more or less questioning evidence, questioning science, in other words. And you guys just want us to blindly trust the science. You know how retarded that sounds? So let me get this straight. Am I anti-science because I'm questioning why 1 out of every 30 people are autistic now compared to back in the day? What was it, 1 out of every 2,000? Am I anti-science because I'm questioning why 75% of Americans are overweight compared to back in 1960 when it was 13% of Americans? When heart disease is still the #1 killer on the planet. We don't just question science. We question big pharma. We question big government when we find out that the government has been doing the biggest money laundering scheme in history. If you go to the doctors or the hospital, they're going to treat you. They are doctors of medicine. You tell them what's wrong. They find out what prescription to give you to mask it, to put a Band-Aid on it and treat you. Big pharma runs on pharmaceuticals. So the doctors and hospital work for the pharmaceutical companies. They work for big pharma. They're not trying to cure anybody. I've been having a lot of medical issues for the last couple years. They wanted to put me on, they wanted to put me on birth control pills, 2 different prescriptions I would take for life and still have the same issue. That's just how they were going to treat it. Until I did my own research, started questioning it, because most of it is lifestyle changes if you want to cure it. So I started taking 2 different vitamins. I had to quit caffeine, cut down on sugar, and start working out. And guess what? I cured myself. I definitely did want to have to take birth control. That messes with a woman's hormones so bad. Oh my God. You guys thought I was a bitch now. Imagine me on birth control. And I didn't want to take prescription pills forever. That could cause more damage down the road. And if there's any libtards watching this calling me like a pseudoscience witch, now obviously there are some prescriptions and medicines you do have to take. Not everything's curable. I have heartburn. I didn't take care of myself when I was younger. So unfortunately, I do have to take heartburn medicine every day of my life. But for the most part, if something's wrong with me, I'm going to want to fix it. I'm going to want to cure it. I came from a medical family that didn't believe the way I do, and they throw pills at everything. And I had a lot of anxiety, and I have OCD. My parents didn't understand that growing up. So unfortunately, I was on every antidepressant growing up, and it just makes things worse. I've never seen an antidepressant work on anybody. If it does for you, great. But usually you have to do the work from inside. You have to get to the root of it. The worst thing to do is put a Band-Aid on it. And those antidepressants are horrible on alcohol as well. Also makes it horrible for everyone else around you. You're just able to play victim. But if you're able to work on it with therapy, meditation, and get to the root of the problem where you're not a victim anymore, then you no longer have to rely on these crazy pills for the rest of your life. But unfortunately now, how the world works with social media, everyone is a narcissist and they're lazy and they want the easy way out. Like, what is the cure of being fat? Well, being overweight is taking in too many calories. You have an addiction. Well, when you cut down and make a lifestyle change and you cut down on your calorie intake, your stomach is going to shrink down. So you're not going to have to count your calories every day. Your body's going to eventually get used to the lower intake of food. What is another cure of being fat? That would also be working out, getting to the gym, walking, running, getting on the treadmill. What is the cure of being fat to a liberal? A pill, a shot. They're narcissists. They're lazy. Oh no, wait, they're a victim. No, you can't call them fat. They're victim. They're calling us anti-science, but we're the only ones that know what biology is. We're the only ones that know that there's two genders. We know what a woman is. In the same video, they were praising some Gen Z celebrity on TikTok. I don't know her name. I'm going to put up her video now.
Okay, I'm back. I have more to say. I think that this space mission is confusing to people because seeing women and people of color in spaces like science and politics that have not previously included them feels and really looks like optically looks like progress. But the truth is that having a man who has gained his power and become a part of the 1% purely through exploitation and greed.
Really? We're at this again? White, cis man, bad. He became a billionaire because he started selling books online and the company grew to become extremely large.
Deciding to take his fiance and a few other famous women to space for space tourism is not progress. Instead, just speaks to the fact that we are absolutely living in an oligarchy where there is a very small group of people who are interested in going to space for the sake of getting a new lease on life, while the rest of the population, most people on planet Earth, are worried about paying rent or, having dinner for their kids. I saw a creator on here who said that privilege is not an accomplishment. Even further, and say that exploitation is certainly not an accomplishment, and then being able to take the privilege that you have gained from exploitation and greed of the planet, of resources, of human beings, and then doing something like going to space for 11 minutes is certainly not an accomplishment. That's why this all is giving like Hunger Games, right? And I'm making another video is because I think we're in a place in the world where we need to be able to discern what real progress looks like. And what happened yesterday was nothing like that. And
Okay. I'm not a Jeff Bezos fan by all means. I'm sure he's not the greatest man. Who knows? He's might have been to a creepy island. I don't know, rich people. But I am going to play devil's advocate in this video just for a quick second, because I know that Jeff is the second biggest employer in America. He employs a lot of Americans. He gives them food on their table. Let's say he didn't own Amazon and he didn't employ the second most. The first is Walmart, I think. I think Walmart employs the most Americans, and then the second is Amazon. Let's say he didn't own Amazon and he still had, I don't know how he would be a billionaire, but let's just say he became a billionaire another way. The taxes he pays alone tremendously helps America. And why do you guys say he's a bad guy? Are you guys talking about the manufacturing when it comes to Amazon and slave labor and child labor? Because he has nothing to do with that. He actually helps the American dream if a small company wants to start a business and sell an invention online. It's up to the inventor or the person starting the business where they're going to manufacture their product. Are they going to do it in America, or are they going to manufacture overseas like China or Vietnam, where they use slave labor and child labor to create their products? Lululemon is made in China by a 12-year-old for $5. And the girl in that video, I bet she looks like someone that wears Lululemon. I couldn't imagine spending $120 on a pair of leggings. I don't wear leggings. I think they're so ugly. They're so cringe. They make anyone looks like they live in a trailer park.
Hey, just a little FYI. Billionaires hoard a massive amount of wealth while they contribute almost nothing to society.
That's hilarious, brother. Yo, grab some oven mitts, because I'm about to cook you, dog. Here's 7 of the richest people in America. Let's see what nothing they create for society. Elon's companies employ 150,000 people, and in 2021 he paid $11 billion in taxes. Tesla's the single largest employer in Austin, Texas. Elon's Department of Government Efficiency has reportedly saved taxpayers $55 billion in 4 weeks. Jeff Bezos' Amazon employs over 1.5 million American citizens that are all paying taxes. Amazon is the second largest employer in the United States, and over 161 million American people have a Prime membership. Nearly 2/3 of the American population shops on Amazon, and they could just as easily shop on Walmart.com or wherever else, so obviously they like what they're buying there. Next, Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook employs nearly 75,000 American citizens that are all paying taxes. Facebook stock is one of the largest positions held by retirement funds and 401ks, and since inception, the stock is up 1,700%. Facebook's owned and operated products are accessed by more than 3 billion people, creating the most widespread communication network that's ever existed in the history of time, giving a voice to the voiceless, including people like you who posted your video on his platform. Larry Ellison's Oracle employs 159,000 American citizens. It creates enterprise software solutions that help the largest companies in the world run more efficiently and keep prices down. His charitable foundation has donated over $800 million. How do billionaires get rich, dude? They create products and services that are used and purchased by hundreds of millions of people. Even if billionaires were just hoarding their wealth and not investing it into growing other businesses, even if they just put it in a checking account, it would be used by the bank to lend out so people could buy homes. But yeah, they're doing nothing. Stay clueless, though.
And speaking of irony, the little girl, the spill tea little girl, she recently made a video of her at Coachella. Coachella is a huge capitalistic scam, and those libs hate capitalism, but they all flock there. And the owner, get this, he's a billionaire. He's probably way far right than I am. He's a huge conservative. But yeah, you're going to invite Bernie Sanders. He knows the audience he's pandering to, and you guys eat it up. Nom, 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 nom. Capitalism at its best. How much do you pay to go there? Retarded. Another thing that has been cracking me up is Wendy's, the fast food chain, how they've been trolling Katy Perry ever since she went to space. Their first tweet, what did they say? Send her back. And then they said, I kissed the ground and I liked it. I love Wendy's. I eat Wendy's almost every Friday because I have fast food every Friday, fast food Fridays. And I usually get Wendy's or Sonic. Most of the times it's Wendy's, and they're killing the game out there. If you guys like this one, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Boing, 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 boing.
Ladies and gentlemen.